there! Welcome to Good Time Society. I'm Becca Scott.
I'm Bailey Meyers.
And today we are playing Witches Quarrel, a game self-published by Shanti Tata. This is a two-player game all about witches dueling one another to become better witches.
I love that. That's so fun, and I'm really excited to learn some fun spells.
And this is just my way of saying I would love to start a coven with you.
Oh my god, I'd love to start a coven with you.
Oh my god, thank you.
Oh.
Okay, well, we'll work on it.
Okay.
But this is just small beginnings. So, Witches Quarrel is a legacy deck builder. So we're going to be playing a series of games. The first one's going to be super simple, but as we continue and progress through the different games, they're going to get more intense, more complex, more spells for us to cast. Ooh. What kind of spell would you cast if you could cast a real spell?
If I could cast a real spell, I would magically clean my house without having to do any work myself.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. I was going to say I magically want to have a manicure like that without having to spend the time at the salon because I don't have that time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you consider yourself to be an assertive witch?
I don't know if I do. So I think no is the answer.
I'm an assertive witch, let me tell you.
That decided it, I guess.
That gives you B for Bailey.
Oh my god, B for Bailey, not for Becca.
I'm a Becca. Okay, so we'll kick it off by opening our envelopes and seeing what's inside. Okay, so inside we have a little player aid card. We have 2 rituals each, and then we have our starter spells. As well as a card for our Witch's Resolve. I'm playing as Yi Feng and 10 Resolve. Once I've gone through all 10, I would cry mercy. So you have your character reminder card and then front and back player aid card. I also have a card that says, you go first.
Oh.
That's that assertive thing, I bet.
I bet.
And I will only draw 2 spells on my first turn and give this to my rival after the game. And I get to pick which color I like better. What you got in yours?
Let's see. It seems that I've got a very similar setup to you. I do not have a thing that says I go first, which is ridiculous.
Which is
ridiculous. I am Nitya. She's so cute.
She's really neat.
She is neat. She's got some gorgeous, it looks like tomatoes here. So
Ooh.
That's nice. We're gonna make a lovely salad after this.
Delicious.
I've got some ritual spells. I've got some focus spells, my scorch spell, my character card, the things to remind me of what to do on my turn. And, okay, so my rituals, I've got unlearning, which requires me to forget a spell, and then I get a cool reward if I do. Ooh. And then my other one requires me to have 3+ power. That's the sage.
Ooh, okay, pretty cool. I have the savant. Requires 2 or more damage in 1 turn, and then I'll gain some power and get to open envelope 2. Ooh. Sweet. And then I have determination. If I cast a purple spell or the little moon symbol for the colorblind folks, then I get to open envelope 4 and add the Yi Feng spell to my hand and deal it damage. Pretty sweet.
It's pretty exciting.
And then on this little card, it tells me some things about myself. So I am Yi Feng. Put a colored clip on the 10 of your character card to set your resolve. Let's go matching our t-shirts.
Okay, love it.
Okay. T-shirts, come on. Blouses. Blice. The plural of blouses. Put the 2 ritual cards face up next to you and shuffle your deck of 4 spells. Oh. You are the first player for the first game, so only draw 2 spells for the first turn, but 3 after that. And when you're both ready, open envelope 1 together, reading the story, instructions, and rules cards aloud. I have a little story.
Oh my gosh. Oop. So do I.
Small beginnings. Yi Feng's mind raced as she admired the pattern she had scratched in the dirt. Mom, look! Is this writing? Quit lollygagging and check the goats, her mother scoffed. But Yi Feng had never felt so focused. She had to show Nitya.
That's me.
That's you.
Nitya copied Yi Feng's pattern again, enjoying the rush of awareness and power. This is magic. She whispered the word. Sorry, this is magic. Does this make us witches? Will everyone be scared of us? Both their eyes glittered with forbidden delight. Okay.
Love it. All right, now we're gonna bust out envelope number 1. All right, Bailey, I'm gonna have you do some reading. What's in here?
Okay. What's in here is the next part of our Small Beginnings story, as well as several other cards. Should I read the story first before we get into it?
I think so.
Okay. Even talk of magic was forbidden, so Nitya and Yifeng practiced the focus sigil in secret. Doing chores, they found soot scorched on a cooking pot with the same symmetry. When Nitya traced the soot, the pot turned red hot, and Yifeng dropped it, yelping in surprise.
Yelp.
I bet I can do better, said Yifeng, pushing a new pot into Nitya's hands. The first time doesn't count, countered Nitya. They each raced to trace the shape on the other's pot. Instructions on back.
These are really good voices we've chosen. Yeah. This is really accurate.
I think this is what children sound like, especially when they're learning to be witches.
Yeah.
So we need to put the star-bordered Scorch card in the Arcanum randomizer section of the box.
Ooh, okay.
So that's this one. This is a star-bordered Scorch card.
Thank you. That goes right in the front.
Set the rest of the enclosed Scorch spells in a face-up stack on top of their divider card in the center of the table. Okay, I believe this is the divider card, and these are the Scorch spells, so center of the table. There we go.
Sweet. I think we're going to do our Arcanum based on the photo I saw in the rule book. A little bit to the side here.
Okay. Then set the Cry Mercy prophecy near the Arcanum. When someone cries mercy, they should open envelope 6. Okay, so like,
Okay.
there we go.
Let me get out 6 just so we can stare at it and imagine what's inside.
Ooh, 6.
Okay.
And then look over the first game setup and rules cards.
Great.
That's these.
Oh, can I have one?
Yes, please.
Oh.
You can look at these.
Here. Okay, first game setup. W-A-R-D. Oh my God, it's an anachronistic poem. Ward. Decks. Shuffle your decks of 4 spells. The first player draws 2 spells from their deck for the first turn. The other player draws 3 spells.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
I'm drawing 3.
Oh, look, we have a diagram.
That's fun.
Yeah. We've already read our rituals. When we complete the left side, we get the reward on the right. And then mercy, we haven't yet defined it. When a witch's resolve is reduced to 0, they must cry mercy, and their rival wins. You may cry mercy at any time. After each game, return spells you learn and power tokens to the Arcanum, but keep the spells that have your character's name on the top. Return uncompleted rituals to the Future Rituals box section. Follow setup instructions or cleanup instructions. And then we have a little card diagram that will tell us all the different parts of the card right
That's
there.
helpful.
Yeah. I'm going first. So I just play out all of my cards. We have this little reminder for on your turn, cast and learn spells in any order. Cast spells from your hand, put spells in front of you and do what it says. Separate spells you remember, forget, and linger. I have 2 focus spells that they both say remember, which means after I play them at the end of my turn and put them on the bottom of my deck, there is no discard in this game. Then I can learn spells from the Arcanum, but I can do these, I can learn first and then cast. So pay the power cost shown in the bottom right corner of each spell you learn. So I'm gonna gain 1 power for each of my focus. And then I can take 2 of these Scorch spells
Oh.
because I can pay these 2 power. Do not cast spells when you learn them, put them near your remembered spells. And you may learn multiple spells. Then I'm going to complete any end of turn effects in any order, save unused power as power stones, put remembered and learned spells under your deck face down in any order but don't shuffle, and return forgotten spells to the Arcanum. Leave lingering spells out face up in front of you and draw back up to 3. That's it, pretty simple. I'm going to put all these back and I'm going to go like this order and then I'll draw 3. And now,
Okay.
Nitya, what you going to do?
All right. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I already drew my 3 cards. I'm going to play my focus cards to gain 2 power, just like you did.
Ooh.
My more assertive witch friend.
Oh, wow.
But my 3rd card costs 1 power. I believe I can play it because I already know it because it's in my hand.
You don't have to pay power. You cast your spells for free. You can always cast all of them.
Pardon me.
I know.
Excuse-moi.
It feels unintuitive. You pay that cost when you learn them. But then when you know them, you can just cast them.
Okay, well that's great because now I'm going to attack you with fire.
Ah! I take 1 damage, lessening my resolve to 9.
I did it.
I'm really proud of you.
Thank you so much. It turns out I'm a little assertive too. How many cards do I draw?
So before you draw back up.
Yes, what do I do now?
So you have 2 power here. You can hang on to it till next turn. But since we only have 1 type of spell in the Arcanum, this is very much a teaching first game before we add on more. So basically you can spend these 2 to buy as many Scorch as you would like for the cost in the bottom right. Then you add these 3 Remember spells, as well as the 2 new ones you learned, potentially, and add them to the bottom of your deck in any order.
That makes total sense. I'm going to spend my 2 power stones to get 2 new Scorch cards. Hooray. And I'm going to put all of my cards at the bottom of my deck. And it's very exciting.
That is very exciting. All right, back to me. I'm playing it out and ooh, baby, boom, boom. We got 2 Scorch, 2 damage coming at you. If you don't mind.
That's a lot of damage.
It's okay.
But you know what? We're learning. We're friends. We're learning. We're having a little bit of a duel, a friendly duel.
Just a little girly fight club out in the grassy knoll behind my house.
Why is magic illegal? And we're just throwing fireballs at each other.
I don't get it. It seems crazy to me.
In my beautiful garden outside of our straw roof houses, of course they don't want us doing magic.
You know what?
That
makes a lot of sense.
Down.
Yeah, Scorch seems to be bad with thatched roofs.
Yeah.
But what has happened is, turns out I'm a savant.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Yifeng's first ritual says deal 2 or more damage in 1 turn, and the reward is gain 2 power and open envelope 2.
Oh my gosh.
Then put this in completed rituals. Completed rituals and prophecies go right here. Okay, envelope 2, here we come, baby. Even in old age, Yifeng will recall these early contests with Nitya, racing to scorch whatever the other touched. Yifeng found she could move faster and faster. She studied her own haste and mastered it. You should be opening this in the middle of a game. Put these star-bordered cards in the 1 Arcanum Randomizer section of the box. Oh, star border. Yes, got it. This one, okay. Randomizer. Put the new spells in a new stack on their divider in the Arcanum now. Okay. Haste, haste, haste. Let's go. She knew I'd be assertive and want to be hasty about it. So it says you can learn haste this turn. Haste says choose controlled, pay 1 power, then draw 2 spells. Remember, or desperate, take 1 damage, then draw 3 spells and forget. Forget means the card goes back to the Arcanum, back to the supply, and remember means you put it on the bottom of your deck at the end of your turn. That's pretty cool. Some options for haste. And then it tells us a little bit more about how spells are added. Spells are added in the middle of a game, but put new rituals in the future rituals section of the box. You'll use it next game. Put your completed ritual in the completed ritual section of the box. When you forget a spell, return it to the Arcanum pile. It can be learned again, but not this turn. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna put Yifeng or Nitya magic colors ritual has been revealed, but we'll put it in the future rituals section for now. I have 3 power now because of that. Boop, boop, boop. So I can afford 1 haste. And I'm going to put my remembered and learned spells on the bottom of my deck in the order of my choosing. Boom. Okay. That is it for me.
Okay. Hopefully I have a similarly exciting turn, but I know what these cards are. So I feel like what's gonna happen instead is I'm gonna hit you with more fireballs, which is pretty cool too.
Yeah, that's great. I think what would be cool, either have 3 power or forget a spell.
What I feel like is I need to acquire 3 power so that I can get haste and then forget haste. then I can do both of these.
Heck yeah.
That's sort of my thinking, at least. So I'm
That's
going to
brilliant.
gain 1 power.
Deep strats.
Yeah, just planning ahead here.
I love it.
And then I've got 2 Scorch cards, so I am going to hit you for 2 damage.
I go to 7 resolve.
And I think that's just my turn for this time.
Okay. You have the 1 power. Are you going to hang on to it?
I am.
You can hold it between turns.
I'm going to.
Sick. All right. Oh my gosh. My other ritual, I was like, no way I'm ever going to be able to do this. It requires casting a purple spell. Haste is purple. It's
That
got
is
this little
purple.
moon symbol.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming up, Yifeng. I've got Focus, Focus, Scorch. So 2 power.
Ow.
Ooh, 1 damage. And these are all remembered. You know, doing cool stuff is more important than winning to me. So how do I, whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, I'm saving my power till next time. And then I'll draw back up to 3. Your turn.
Okay. I'm going to draw 3. I did it. I drew 3.
That was really good.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to gain a power, and do another damage at you. I'm so sorry.
I go to 6.
And now I have 3 plus power.
What?
I've completed my ritual, the Sage. So deal 1 damage.
Oh, nice.
Haha.
I'm at
And then
5.
I get to open envelope 3 and put this in completed rituals.
In the back.
Which is in the back.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
my pleasure.
Okay, open envelope 3. Ouch. How was Yifeng so fast? There were so many distractions. Dodge, focus, scorch. Ouch, again? If she could just forget everything else and remember only those scorching curves and points. You should be opening this in the middle of a game. I am.
Great.
Put the star-bordered cards in the Arcanum randomizer section of the box. That's this.
Oh, look, it says on the back and everything.
Oh my gosh. Put the new spells in a new stack on their divider in the Arcanum now. You can learn Renewal this turn. Renewal is another purple spell. It is draw 2 spells, forget a spell from your hand.
Ooh.
That's pretty handy. Considering handy. Spells are added in the middle of a game, but put new rituals in the future ritual section of the box. You'll use them next game. Put your completed ritual in the completed ritual section. We already did that. When you forget a spell, return it to the supply pile. It can be learned again by either player, but not this turn.
Ooh.
All right, so this is a future ritual for us.
Awesome.
Okay. Set this envelope over here.
Here, I got a little stash.
An envelope stash. That's excellent.
I do.
Okay, and so now I do have 3 power. I could learn a spell.
You sure could.
So what I think I'm going to do is I am going to spend 3. Oh my gosh, I can do it. To learn haste. I will take 1 damage and then draw 3 spells and then forget this card.
You can't cast a spell when you learn it. It has to go on the bottom of your deck when you learn it.
One day I'll do that.
One day.
And for right now, it simply goes at the bottom of my deck.
And you can
Hooray.
also put the remember ones back in whatever order. Learn, remember, however you prefer.
I'm gonna do that.
Sweet.
And now it's your turn.
All right. All right. And let's talk a little bit about renewal. It says draw 2 spells, forget a spell from your hand. You can forget spells that aren't even currently in our Arcanum.
Oh my gosh.
Like one of our core spells, like Focus. And we'll just start a new pile in the Arcanum for them.
Okay, makes sense.
I'm going to start by being hasty. I'm going to pay a power and draw 2 spells. And then I'm going to complete this ritual determination. Cast a purple spell.
Nice.
Open envelope 4 and add the enclosed Yifeng spell to your hand and deal 1 damage. Bing!
Ow! My tomatoes!
Your tomato! Okay. The power of rage. Yifeng and Nietzsche reached the woods still seething after the older villager called them useless children.
What?
Yeah. Usually they carefully controlled the waves of anger that came from some spells, but today they just indulged their surging rage. Sounds like me as a teenager.
Could you also cast fireballs as a teenager?
I will not confirm nor deny the things I did as a teenager. Determination is a new core spell for Yi Fang. Add it to Yi Fang's hand. You can cast it this turn. Okay, we'll go over Determination when I play it. Put the star-bordered card or cards in the Arcanum randomizer section of the box. Put the spells in a new stack and their divider in the Arcanum. Spells are added in the middle of a game, but new rituals and go in the future ritual section of the box. Put your completed ritual in the completed ritual section of the box. Put prophecies near the Arcanum. Once you have opened the listed envelopes, you may complete the prophecy at any time. Lingering spells stay in front of you until something moves them. Okay, more story. Future ritual blood sacrifice. That sounds fun.
I'm starting to see why this village banned magic.
You know, I don't know if it's right or wrong. It's hard to say.
We went from fireballs to blood ritual really fast.
You see, but if they're working for you, then they can't work against you. You can't stand in the way of progress.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Thanks. I paid 1 power, I drew 2 spells, and I will remember my haste. And now I've just got a big old hand.
You do.
Let's see what Determination does. It lingers. So that means the first time you lose a resolve each turn, gain a power. If you lose 3 resolve in 1 turn, put this under your deck. Pretty sweet.
Seems like it could be useful with haste.
I
don't know.
It sure could. I could use it to punch myself in the face by being desperate, drawing 3 spells, and then also get a power. Okay, I'm going to play Focus and gain another power.
Okay.
And then I have 3 Scorchies. Boop, boop, boop.
Ow, ow, ow.
Triple ow. That's the worst kind of ow.
I'm down to 3.
Okay. Then I have 2 power, and this Rage here is pretty interesting and costs 3. Each time one of your spells deals damage, it deals 1 extra.
Oh my gosh.
And at the end of your turn, forget this if no one lost resolve. Okay, because that's a lingering spell.
Cool.
So that's pretty awesome. I could buy renewal, but I think I'm going to hold on to my power because I'm really feeling some rage.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they called us useless children. I get it.
It's really hurtful.
It's hurtful.
I am going to put these all on the bottom. And it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to draw 3, and I'm going to do a really good job of it.
I believe you.
Thank you
so much. You know what is there because you put it there.
I did put it there.
It is true. Fun that, it's not random, really. We could memorize everything in our deck in the order in which we put it in.
It's true. And if I were a little bit more strategic, that would be so helpful. But I'm like, oh, what did myself do this time?
What did myself do this time?
All right. Well, myself decided to do a Focus and a Scorch and a Scorch. So, ow, ow. But I get a power.
I go down to 3, but also I lost a resolve, so I gain a power because of Determination.
Congratulations. You are going to kick my butt next turn, I think.
I think it was predetermined that Yi Fang would kick the butt of Nitya in just the learning phase.
You know what? I want to believe that means that I'm going to grow to become a very powerful witch and kick your butt in future rounds.
I think so. I think that's exactly what it means.
Okay. It is your turn.
Okay. I've got 3. I think I'm going to go ahead and buy Rage first. But I have to learn it. It doesn't go straight in my hand. Bummer. I was thinking, how cool would that be to just play it right now? All right. So we've got Haste, Focus, Focus. And Haste. Take 1 damage and then draw 3 spells. You're only at 3 currently. I think I'm going to do it.
Okay.
I am probably playing too crazy, but I'm going to take 1 damage.
No, you're the more assertive witch. It makes sense.
I'm an assertive witch, I'm going to draw 3 spells, and then I'm losing resolve on my own turn, so I'll gain a power. Okay, what I get? I will forget this spell. Scorch, scorch, scorch!
Ow! I mean, Mercy, I think?
Mercy!
Mercy.
Tell us about that Mercy.
All right. Requires lose the first game. Reward after game. Open envelope 6 and follow the enclosed instructions.
Sweet. Boop.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
All right. Ow, sorry, I forgot to do the character voice. Pardon me. Ow, mercy, mercy. You win, okay? Let's see what else we can make with these fire shapes and see who wins next time. The two kids began elaborating on the basic pattern, combining it with the other magic shapes they had learned, and challenging each other every time they created something new. Neither kept track of their victories, but the most recent loser could be sure to hear gloating until their next match. You should have just finished your first game. We did. After every game, give the enclosed gloat card to the latest winner.
Oh, I would never.
Return spells you learned to their piles. Keep only spells with your name in the corner and gloat. These are your core spells. Take back forgotten core spells with your name. Be sure to keep the Scorch with your name. Return Power Stones and reset Resolve. Replace the first game setup rules with the enclosed setup rules. You will each pick 5 core spells and 2 new rituals, and each game starts with only 5 Arcanum piles.
All right. This is your go first.
Okay,
Card.
exciting.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. Let's set up for the next game.
Love it. Pretty intense first round.
Yeah, a lot of
A
scorching.
lot of scorching.
Nietzsche, you're my best friend.
Yifeng, you're my best friend.
This village is never going to be the same when these two witches develop all their skills.
They don't understand us, and we're going to become star witches
And burn all the thatched
and burn
roofs.
them all down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great, agree. Okay, so in game 2, we're each going to set up by taking 5 of our core spells and put them into a deck, or up to 5, because I think you still got one to learn, no pressure. And then we're going to choose from the rituals as well as the repeatable rite. There are 6 available, and we're each going to choose 2. Since you have the first player card, you'll go first.
Okay.
And then I will choose second and third, and then you choose fourth.
Okay. That makes sense. All right. I am going to choose this one. Cultivate. Gain 3 power and deal 1 damage in 1 turn.
Ooh.
I know, it's pretty fun. I feel optimistic that I can actually do some damage this time.
Pretty awesome. Love that. Love that for you.
Thank you.
I should also mention that the Arcanum should have 5 spells to begin with. We only have 5, so we didn't have to eliminate any. But in future games, we'll choose together by consensus. And if we can't decide, then that's what those Arcanum randomizers are for. Oh. So we just go boop, 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 boop. We have these ones.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, my turn to pick. So,
Yes.
Blood Sacrifice. Ooh, this sounds like Saturday night material. Requires deal 4 damage in 1 turn. Blocked damage is still damage. We haven't even figured out how to do that yet.
Oh my gosh.
And then pretty cool rewards. Okay, I'm open to a Blood Sacrifice. There's also Magic Colors. Cast red, blue, and purple spells together in 1 turn, and then get to add a cool card to my hand. Seems pretty awesome. Or Big Magic, learn 2 3-cost spells in 1 turn. Here that would be Haste and Rage.
Oh. That would take a lot of power, though.
So much power. 6, in fact.
Wow.
Okay. I think Blood Sacrifice just in name really appeals to me. Mm-hmm. Oh, and then I pick another one. So I'll just go Magic Colors as well.
That makes sense. I'm going to go with the one that has my name on it. I don't know. Something about it is just calling to me.
I wonder what it is. I wonder.
Now, in that envelope that I opened because I lost, I got another prophecy.
Oh, sick.
I'm just going to read that.
Okay.
It says, Jinxed. Requires. Cry mercy against a deck that started with gloat. Lose twice in a row. And if that happens to me, I get to open envelope 9 and follow the enclosed instructions.
Okay. Sweet. Or if it happens to any of us that lost last turn. Okay. And then I never read The Power of Rage. It requires Discover, Haste, Rage, Flare, Blood Magic, and Renewal. And then we get to open envelope 27.
There are so many envelopes to open. I'm so excited.
Look at all these envelopes to open.
So many.
And we'll do it today, all of them.
Yes.
So first player, you draw 2, I draw 3. Shall we?
Let's shall.
Let's shall.
All right. So I'm going to start out strong, focus up, gain a power. and Scorch.
Ooh, zing. I take 1, going to 9.
Now I am going to immediately spend that power that I just gained in order to get Study, which was I opened last time. It's gain 2 power and you get to remember it.
Pretty awesome.
Seems pretty helpful.
Yeah.
For someone like me. So
Love
I'm going to put that on the bottom, and that is my turn.
Sweet. I'm going to play out my hand. I'm going to play a Linger spell, Determination. The first time you lose a resolve each turn, gain a power. I have Gloat, gain a power, and put this under your deck. If you won the last game, you start with this in your deck. Be-do-be-do-be-do. I guess it has to go on top. You just always gloating whenever possible. I'm going to
Sure.
deal 1 damage.
Ow.
I also am going to do a little study.
It's important to study. You got to hit the books. Stay in school.
Yeah. It's a good idea. We got to study. All right. And pass turn.
All right, I'm going to draw 3 because it's my turn and I'm allowed.
You're allowed.
All right, this is a big power gaining turn for me. Focus, study.
Ooh.
I gain 4 power.
Dang.
It's a lot of power.
Very powerful.
I'm pretty powerful. What can I say? And then what am I going to do with that? I'm going to spend 1 and buy another study.
What?
Yeah,
There's no more study.
There's no more. They're mine.
You took all the study away.
I did take all the study away. That's on me.
That's how school works. One kid can just take up all the study and nobody else can do it.
Exactly. And that's my turn.
Okay, I've got Gloat, Focus. I will take 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna go crazy and get Rage.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's all the rage. And pay for it. And that's it.
Okay.
I wonder, Gloat looks like it always has to go before the remember step.
Right.
Okay. Or the learn step.
That's what it seems like.
It seems like.
Okay, I'm drawing 3. Okay, this is very exciting. Focus, study, Scorch. So I'm gaining 3 power and dealing 1 damage in 1 turn, which is my Cultivate ritual.
That's your whole thing.
That's like my whole thing.
Okay, I go down to 8 and I lost resolve, so I gain 1 from Determination.
Well, that's exciting. We all win. Okay, so I need to open envelope 10 and put one of the enclosed spells on top of my deck, and then put this in completed rituals.
Freaking cool.
All right, completed rituals is back here, I believe.
Yeah, right there.
Okay. I did it. Okay, I'm a very good witch.
You are. I've always said that about you.
Thank you so much. Okay. Friends Forever is what this card is called. Yifeng excelled in creating new magical geometries, but Nitya loved to find and study existing patterns in well-made crafts, in rocks and crystals, and in plants. Nettles fascinated Nitya with their 2 very different patterns. Along their leaves they stung, but inside their stems flowed shapes of power. Ooh. Okay, so we learned nettle. That goes in the randomizer.
Nice.
Very exciting. We got a new ritual that goes in future rituals. And then we have nettle. Let's see. There's the... And then, okay, do I put 1 on the top of my deck?
You're right. You just put it right on top of your deck. One of those of the new ones.
Fantastic. Well, I'll let you know what it is before I put it in my deck. It's nettle. Ooh, nettle. You can choose stem, gain 2 power, or leaves, deal 1 damage. It costs 2, and it's a remember spell.
Oh, that's awesome. Choices.
Yes. I am going to... Let's see, we're out of study. So I feel like, can we move this out of the way so that this can go in?
I think we can add additional ones if we gain them as the game progresses.
True,
We just
true.
don't start with more than 5.
Okay, all right. Good. I just want to make sure we're doing spells correctly.
Me too. That's
wanna
the kind of
learn
witch
magic.
I want to be.
That's the kind of witch I want to be as well.
Sometimes.
All right, so having completed that, I am now going to... I guess I could spend power and get something. I
could.
think I could. I'm going to spend 2 in order to get Renewal.
Ooh, draw 2 spells. Forget a spell from your hand.
Because then I could do my last ritual, which would be pretty exciting for me.
That would be. You're gonna get something cool if you do it.
Yeah, I love cool things. So, all right, now it is your turn.
All right. We've got Gloat, Steady, and Scorch. So I'm gonna gain 3 power. And
That's a lot of power.
immediately, thank you, put Gloat on the bottom yet again. Then I'm gonna deal 1 damage from Scorch.
Ow, my tomatoes.
I have freaking 5 things here. That's pretty amazing. Nettle is the coolest. And I also am pretty interested in Rage. So I'm going to get both of those.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Big
4, 5.
spender.
Thank you. So, and then I'm just going to put them back. And Rage, I'll remind the audience that it is a lingering spell, and each time one of your spells deals damage, it deals 1 extra damage. And at the end of your turn, forget this if no one lost resolve. So I'm going to put those on the bottom of my deck, and it's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Wonderful. I'm going to gain 2 power and Nettle, baby.
Ooh.
I choose to gain 2 more power.
You're so powerful.
I'm so powerful. Thank you. So I gain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to spend a little. I think I should have a little bit of rage in me too.
I love that for you.
I'm going to spend 3. Get a little rage sum. And it's going in my deck. All right. And that's my turn.
Okay, I'm focus, rage.
Whoa.
That's my mantra in life. Okay, I'm gonna get 2 power and then rage. Each time one of your spells deals damage, it deals 1 extra. At the end of your turn, forget this if no one lost resolve. I immediately have to forget it.
No.
Cool. Alas.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. That's how it goes sometimes.
That's how it goes.
I need to be doing damage. So I'm going to grab another nettle.
Okay. All right.
And then put all these things back. It's going to be great. I'm not even worried. It's going to be so great.
If you
Your turn.
forget rage, does it go back in the pile? I'm so sorry to nitpick.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I just spent all that rage. Still just a rat in a cage.
We're just making your rage a little bit more like authentic now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice try. I'm having too much fun.
The first thing that I'm going to play is Renewal. Draw 2 spells. Forget a spell from your hand. 1, 2. Excellent. Okay. I am going to forget my focus spell. I'm just going to put that over here. New pile.
Amazing. Stop the presses.
I know.
We got to do an unlearning.
I know. I'm so excited. I've completed my second ritual.
Uh-oh.
Big day for Nitya.
Time
So
to
I
celebrate.
get envelope 5. Add the enclosed Nitya spell to your hand and deal 1 damage.
Oh.
Sorry.
Got your present.
Your tomatoes.
I take 7. 1 going to 7. But I gain a power because I'm determined.
Pretty good. See, it all works out. One day, Nitya traded everything she had for a few magic tomato seeds from a rare trading caravan. You've been duped, Yi Feng declared. Nitya stubbornly raised several generations of smallish tomatoes before finally devising a spell to draw power from them. But the spell worked on other plants as well. See, they're just ordinary plants, Yi Feng said. No, Nitya cheered. All plants are magical. And they are.
Yeah.
So I have gained heirloom tomatoes.
Whoa.
Put 3 power on this when it is cast. It lingers. At the start of your turn, gain a power from this. If you cannot, draw a spell and put this under your deck. Okay. So I add it to my hand.
Ooh.
That's very exciting. This goes in the randomizer.
Nice.
We've got a new future ritual.
Sweet, the Gambit.
And we've got one more card from the Power of Rage prophecy, Flare.
Flare.
I feel like we should start a
Do a
second
new row.
row.
Yeah.
Flare is great. It deals 3 damage and then you forget it.
Sweet.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Now, to continue my turn.
That's a big hand.
So I'm just going to cast my hand now. Scorch, one more.
Uh-oh, I go to 6.
Steady. Steady. So I gain 4 power. I am so excited about all my powers.
So powerful.
So powerful. And of course, I'm going to play my heirloom tomatoes. So I get to put 3 power on it when it is cast. There we go. Hooray. Very exciting. And so, with all my power, I should probably buy something.
I think so.
Let's see. I'm gonna spend some money. Okay, I'm going to spend, oh gosh, 3 to get haste. And mess up all the piles.
Good, yeah.
And then...
As is your right as a witch.
Thank you so much. And then I'm going to spend 2 to get another nettle. I feel pretty good about that.
Okay, beautiful. Gorgeous
All right. Thank you so much. I'm now going to put all my cards back in my deck.
Ooh, but
in
what
an order that makes sense.
What order?
Oh, God. It's so hard to determine.
If only you had determination.
Oh, I have to forget. If only I had determination. Yes, I have to forget this now. Goodbye, renewal. You served me well.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to do it like that. Okay. It's your turn.
Sweet. We've got Nettle, Rage, and Gloat. First, I'll do a little gloating. I'm going to gain a power and put this back under my deck. Oh, I guess I can... No. I don't get to choose. All right. And then I've got Rage, which is going to do some lingering. Each time one of your spells deals damage, it deals 1 extra. At the end of your turn, forget this if no one lost resolve. So I have to, with this Nettle, use the leaves to deal 2 damage because of Rage.
Tomatoes!
No.
I'm down to 6.
That's going to get remembered. And then I'm going to...
Yes, Nitya will remember this.
Yeah. I'm going to hold on to these 2 power. And I'm going to just chill.
Okay.
It's all you.
All right, drawing my cards. 1, 2, 3. Oh gosh, I'm just throwing things now.
I love that.
I gain a power. That's exciting. Okay. And then I'm gonna focus up, gain a power. I'm going to also rage.
Hey.
Pretty exciting. And I'm also gonna nettle you 2 damage.
I've been nettled.
You've been nettled.
Okay, 2 damage, but I will get 1 power because of my determination. I go to 4. This could be not as great.
Pretty scary.
Okay. Are you doing any learning?
I am not.
Okay.
It's your turn.
I'm going to Scorch, Nettle for the leaves damage, and Study to gain 2 power. And because of Rage, each of these is going to do an additional damage, so I'm doing 4 to you.
My tomatoes. I'm down to 2. This is a very intense turn for Nitya.
Uh-oh. And then I'm going to Flare. Spending 3. I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do this. And after you.
Okay. Come on, Nitya. Draw something good and helpful.
Oh, did I deal 4 damage in 1 turn?
You did.
Hold the phone. First of all, that goes back on top. I am doing a ritual. It's called Blood Sacrifice. Open envelope 8 and learn an enclosed blood magic for free.
Oh my gosh, that's another one on our Power of Rage prophecy.
That's the final one.
That's the final one.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Reward after game. We're already ready, but we'll do it after the game.
The prophecy is complete.
The power of rage. The rage made some spells come easier, and these brought more rage yet. The young witch's blood burned with it, throbbing to escape, to lash out. Their calm, rational minds would never think to attack a rival with their own blood, but sometimes their calm, rational minds were too slow. Learn one of the enclosed blood magic spells and add the other 2 to the Arcanum. Each game starts with 5 or 6 spells, but rituals can add more. Okay. All right, we got blood magic. It costs 2, and it says take 2 damage. Then, if you don't cry mercy, deal 3 damage. And remember, learn an enclosed blood magic for free. So I'll just learn it right away onto the bottom of my deck. Then we're going to put blood magic in the Arcanum randomizer.
Okay.
We're going to put this new ritual in the future rituals, the siege. We're going to put blood sacrifice in the completed rituals. And that, I believe, is it.
Okay. Pretty intense turn.
Pretty freaking intense.
All right. I have my 3 cards. I gain a power from my heirloom tomatoes. How much do you have left for life?
4.
Oh no. Okay, so I'm going to gain a power. And then I'm going to kick your butt.
You got me.
4 damage.
And you know what? I just had power in my hand, so it wasn't going to happen for good old Yi Fang. I cry mercy, mama.
Yes, the prophecy was unfulfilled.
But another prophecy was fulfilled, and
Very
I got this
exciting.
little card about prophecy games. Rituals are completed during games, but prophecies are completed after games. Some prophecies start new games. Once you have opened all the required envelopes, open the reward envelope anytime you have time for a game. Follow the instructions in the reward envelope. They will specify the witch's arcanum and rituals for the game. There will be a chapter ending for each player in the reward envelope. Do not read chapter endings until the end of the game. You will read only one.
Okay.
Pretty freaking sweet. Should we just go straight to this prophecy game?
I think we should.
Oh, it does say on the power of rage, once we've discovered haste, rage, flare, blood magic, and renewal, which we have, we open envelope 27 and start a game following the enclosed instructions. And we put this in completed rituals.
All right.
Okay, so we'll have you read number 27.
Very exciting.
Yeah. Boop.
Okay. 27. This is a thick envelope.
Thank you.
The power of rage. It was scary to unleash their rage on each other at first, but they each agreed it was the next step in their study, promising to stop at the first mercy.
Just a little bit. Just cry mercy.
A little bit.
Just cry mercy.
With years of arguments between them, they found it surprisingly easy. The quarrel escalated like wildfire.
You know what? We've only known each other for a short time, but I feel like I could rage at you like I've known you for years.
Oh my gosh, back at ya.
Thanks.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Let's take a moment and set up for the next game. Okay, we're ready for our first prophecy game, but I do have to hand you the gloat card.
I'll try not to use it too literally.
Uh-oh. Your eyes did it all up there. That's all you need. That's it. It stung like a nettle, but you know, I can take it because I'm a witch. I'm a real witch.
You've got a lot of determination.
Well, thank you.
So these were the instructions that were in the prophecy card envelope. You should have all the spells on the power of rage prophecy and be ready to play a new game. Do not read the next 2 cards until someone cries mercy. That's these fancy ones right here. Set haste, rage, flare, blood magic, renewal, and instinct. That's our new card that's going to be in this pile in the Arcanum.
Oh, there's a whole place for story and instructions. Oh. And for other witches.
Convenient, helpful.
Gosh, okay. Randomizer.
Randomizer.
Some story in here.
And then instinct is our new card. It's pretty cool. Says you can choose strike, deal 1 damage, and forget or protect, block 2 damage, which lingers until the start of your next turn, and then you forget.
What?
And that only costs 1, so
sweet.
kind of a steal.
Yeah.
Okay, you will play as Yifeng and Nietzsche. Yes. Instead of rituals, you each get 1 enclosed chapter ending and right. Yifeng should take Bully, and Nitya should take Unstoppable. So this one is for you.
I am. Oh. Wait, who takes what?
Yifeng takes Bully.
Okay. Wow, I would never, but sure.
And I take Unstoppable. And what is on Bully?
Well, I am required to have 3 resolve more than a rival.
Okay.
And then I get to deal a damage.
That's exciting. And mine requires reveal a hand with 3 red spells. Rewards, your damage is unblockable this turn. I know.
Okay.
And you may use the new enclosed core spells. Yifeng should play first. Well, that works out.
It did.
So this is my new core spell. It's Grow. Choose, learn a 1-cost spell, or tend, forget a spell from your hand and learn a spell that costs up to twice as much power.
Ooh.
So that's pretty cool.
Very fun.
This one is yours.
Ooh, I deal 1 damage. If it is not blocked, take 1 damage. Remember. Yours is cooler.
Okay.
I gotta say.
I don't know. I think we're doing a character arc.
I think, yeah, for sure. And the fact that I'm bullying means I have a lot of growing to do. So this makes sense thematically.
It does.
Okay, I believe we still start with just 5 spells in hand. So I have 6, so I'll have to take out 1. I'm going to take out Focus.
Okay. I have to take out a couple because of Gloat. I also have a couple more spells for the randomizer and a new Prophecy, which I don't know if...
Oh yeah, let's put Prophecy up in
There
our
we
Prophecy
go.
zone.
So this is... this requires discovering Blood Magic, which we have, Nettle, which we have, Blood Oak, don't have that yet, Transmute, don't have that yet, and Instinct, we do have that. So we're pretty close on that one.
Love it. This is pretty cool. This has Fundamentals, Scorch, Flare, Renewal, and Rage, Blood Magic, Rage, Haste. And basically you pick these top to bottom, stopping if you have enough spells. So it kind of speeds up the randomizer process.
That's pretty neat. Very
Yeah.
helpful.
I like that. This game is so well designed.
It really is. And then this is another story card just for you.
Ooh.
I'm going to lose these 2 focuses in order to have 5 cards in my hand.
All right. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I'm first, so I just get 2 spells. Oh, I didn't shuffle. Ooh, ooh. I have Eye for Eye and Scorch. I am going to deal 2 damage and take 1
tomatoes.
damage, and that's it. Maybe I shouldn't have sent back Focus. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to draw 3. All right, we've got Focus, gain 1 power. Nice. Grow and Gloat, gain 1 power. Did it. Put that under your deck. Okay, and then for Grow, I can learn a 1-cost spell or forget a spell from my hand and learn a spell that costs up to twice as much power. I think I'm going to learn a 1-cost spell, and there is only 1, so I'm going to learn Instinct.
Cool.
And that's going to go right in my hand there. And it's your turn.
All right. Determination, my linger
Nice.
spell. The first time you lose a resolve, each turn gain a power. And then 2 focus, so I'll gain 2 power. And what can I do with the 2? Okay. I'm going to take a renewal, throw that in my deck, put these focus on bottom, and pass.
Okay. Going to draw 3. Okay. Gloat, gain 1 power. Put it under my deck. No problem. Just gonna do that now. And it's so easy for me. I'm great at it. Heirloom tomatoes. Put 3 power on this when it's cast, and it lingers, and then I get a little extra power at the beginning of each turn from it. And
That's
that's
awesome.
so exciting.
That's pretty good.
My tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
And I'm gonna hit you for 1.
Okay, I'll take 1 power and I'll lose a resolve going to 8.
Excellent. Now I have 3 and I should spend them, I think. So I'm going to get some blood magic in here.
Oh my goodness, you are wild.
I know.
Yeah.
Going a little crazy.
We're some crazy witches.
We're some crazy witches. And it's your turn.
Okay, first I'm gonna do renewal. Draw 2 spells, forget a spell from your hand, and then forget renewal. And I'm gonna forget a scorch. Yeah. I'm going to focus, and eye for eye. So I'm gonna gain 2 power, deal 1 damage.
Ow, my
it's
tomatoes.
Not blocked, so I take a damage going to 7, but because of determination, I gain another. And with these 4, I'm gonna pay 3 and take haste.
All right.
And I guess I'm gonna exactly pick my next hand. I will forget renewal, and then deal a damage, take a damage. Sure, yeah, let's do it. Your turn.
Okay. I'm going to draw 3. Whoop. I'm going to gain a power from my tomatoes.
Delicious.
So good, nutritious as well. I pulled Nitia's grow spell. So I can sow to learn a 1-cost spell or tend, forget a spell from your hand, and learn a spell that costs up to twice as much power. I'm going to forget this focus spell, and I'm going to learn a second blood magic. Yes. Oh, yes.
It's a lot of blood magic.
It's a lot of blood magic.
It's what the tomatoes want.
Well, pasta sauce, blood, these are all the same.
Yeah,
When
they're
you-
one and the same.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Pasta
Nature
sauce is
knows.
the blood of spaghetti.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm going to play my instinct card. It's going to block 2 damage and linger until the start of my next turn, which I will then forget it.
Okay.
But this goes on the bottom of my deck.
Sweet.
All right. It is now your turn.
Okay. I'm going to play focus and gain 1 power. I'm going to play haste, and I will choose controlled to pay 1 power and then draw 2 spells. Unfortunately, I only have 1. But I will play another focus to gain another power, and I will do eye for eye, deal 1 damage, but it's blocked, so I don't take 1 damage, and then I remember all of these spells, and I have just 2 measly little power, and so I think I'll take 2 instinct.
Okay.
Is this crazy? I don't know. I'm putting those back, and I'm gonna put these back in an order that I think is super sick and sweet. And I will draw 3. Your turn.
Okay, very exciting. I'm going to draw 3 as well.
At the start of your next turn, you forget good old instinct
Did
here.
forget instinct, you're right.
It's hard to remember.
It's hard to remember, but I do get a power from my tomatoes. Okay, so I'm gonna gloat,
Uh-oh.
gain a power.
Okay,
Very
need ya.
exciting.
I know, you can grow bigger tomatoes.
So just for my knowledge, do I have to play all these or can I hang on to them?
That is a very good question. You can leave it in your hand, but you don't discard it. You just keep it in your hand and you draw less cards at the end of your turn.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. That was very well explained.
Stop.
This is a great coven.
I love this coven.
It's a
It's
wonderful
the only
coven.
coven I've ever known, but it's the only one I'd ever want to know.
Exactly. All right, I'm going to, speaking of what great friends we are, I'm going to spend 3 to buy rage.
Oh, okay. Cool. I'm not worried.
Don't worry about that.
And so you are keeping those 2 blood magic cards in your hand?
They're not necessarily blood magic.
They're definitely blood magic.
And it's your turn.
Okay, sick. All right. Well, I don't have any power, so I'm going to start with eye for eye, deal 1 damage. And if it's not blocked, I take 1 damage. So I get that. I go to 6. Okay. With that power, then I could play haste, controlled, pay 1 power, draw 2 spells. And then I'm going to play instinct for its protect ability. So I'm going to let it linger until the start of my next turn.
Do you have to? Do you have to let it linger?
And then I will gain 2 power from my intense focus.
Ooh, okay.
And then with these 2, I don't even want anything worth 2. I am going to leave these in my little reserve and go ahead and pass the turn while I decide what to do.
Okay. Well, if I were you, I wouldn't focus too hard on deciding what to do because I have fulfilled my repeatable right. It is a hand with 3 red spells, meaning that my damage is unblockable this turn.
Oh, goodness. Okay, well, that's very bad for the time I played Instinct, and I really should have read your ritual.
So for blood magic, take 2 damage, and then if you don't cry mercy, deal 3 damage. So since there's 2 of them, I'm going to be taking 4 damage, which does bring me down to 2, but not crying mercy, which means you're going to be taking 6 damage from my blood magic and 1 damage from my scorch. So I have, I think, killed you.
Okay, so hold on, let's count, because I'm at 6, and so I take 3, and then you take 2, and then I take 3, and you take 2.
I do.
And then
You take 1 more.
okay, so I'm so dead.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not dead because we're just friends doing a duel.
Yeah.
I am passed out on the ground, and you had to go get help.
You could only stomp on so many of my tomatoes before I was going to snap.
Okay, well, yeah, that is an explainable reason why someone as sweet as Nietzsche would feel such rage. So I understand. And we did it.
We did do it, but now I get
mercy.
to read this card. Stop.
Yeah.
Read the reverse of Nietzsche wins.
Okay.
The power of rage. Nietzsche wins. Yifeng laughed. Wow, you really had a lot of anger to get out. Sorry, hold on. Wow, you really had a lot of anger to get out. Nietzsche smiled, shy after winning. Yeah, but it was hard to stay angry the whole time.
Oh, thanks, babe.
Of course, anytime. Yifeng considered. Do you think we can use other emotions? So
I don't know. I only have the one. I have neutral and I have rage.
Well, we have 3 more to choose from. We get to pick 1 envelope. Number 26, transmute, my favorite emotion.
Same.
Number 13, grief. Or number 12, hemlock.
Hemlock sounds like poison more than emotion, but
does.
also poison is my second favorite emotion. So that's my vote.
That's pretty good. My vote, if I'm going to be honest, is transmute because it's on this card here.
Oh, okay. Well, so long as we didn't pick grief.
Yeah, that seems like a bummer.
Okay, yeah, that sounds very sad. Even if I'm experiencing it, it's not the card I want to draw in my fantasy game.
Certainly not.
But I'm sure it's very powerful.
Yes.
Okay, so 26.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a story card for you. There
thank
you go.
We'll never know what mine would have been.
Would you like to open 26?
Yeah.
We did decide together.
Oh, we did. That's the power of friendship. The less bad Pat. Watch this, Nietzsche called, tracing shapes over a muddy puddle. The water flowed upward and blossomed into an intricate flower.
Whoa.
That's beautiful, Yifeng acknowledged. But with that much effort, you could make something powerful, like a fireball? Oh, it's powerful, Nietzsche insisted. Here, I can erase the control. Yifeng jumped back as the flower exploded in heat and steam. Oh my god, make a steam room anywhere? Yes.
Love that.
Nietzsche felt good teaching her for once. Well, I'm 2 weeks older, so like obviously.
Like you
would
have
teach you a lot.
seniority, but like sometimes I learn things too.
That's fair. Learn one of the enclosed transmute spells for free and add the other 2 to the Arcanum.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh my gosh, we have a transmute spell. Forget any number of spells from your hand. Deal damage equal to the total power cost of the forgotten spells.
Oh my god.
What? We have 2 new repeatable rights. Syzygy. I've seen this word before, and I still don't know how to pronounce it.
Syzygy.
Syzygy. What is you know this word?
I've heard it before.
Okay.
Syzygy.
Wow, pretty awesome. And then vast knowledge. We'll save these for when we need new rights. Then we have a new transmute spells to go in our spells, and 1 to go in our Arcanum randomizer. And then that's the end of this game.
Oh my gosh.
Bailey,
Becca, I
think this is where we're gonna put a pause on our witches' quarrel today. But there's always more quarrel to be quarreled between two witches.
Always something to quarrel about. In a coven, anytime.
With so much rage, come on. It becomes us.
It really does. And I mean, our two emotions are rage and transmute. So half the time we're raging.
That's true. Okay, well, this is so sick. I guess what we would do next is we just reset for the basic core rules. We'd each get 5 spells to start. We'd choose or randomly select 5 Arcanum spells, and then we keep playing, and our rituals and rites would allow us to open new envelopes. But I think that will leave Yifeng and Nietzsche's story to be explored another day.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to find out what happens to these dang tomatoes.
Yeah. Shall we do our witches ritual sign off? Thanks to Shanti Tata for designing this beautiful game that we love so much. Thanks so much to you for watching this video. And if you want to check out Witches Quarrel, check in the description below to find a link. And if you're watching this right after we posted, you still may be able to back the Kickstarter, so check that out. We'll see you next time. Bye.